This song was written as part of the Songs of Thankfulness Challenge. The songwriting community that I'm part of is growing year on year and has taken on a real international flavour. From memory, this challenge was set in November, where our US members would be celebrating Thanksgiving, and so it was a useful springboard to write our own songs of thankfulness. As I started to think about what I was thankful for, the simple phrase, generous God, came to mind. I always like to look up definitions of words that I think I know what they mean, just to check I haven't somehow limited or downplayed the word. And here is a definition that I came across for generous. Showing a readiness to give more of something than is strictly necessary or expected, or a larger or more plentiful than is usual or necessary. In my life, I've experienced God's generosity in so many ways. I can think of those experiences of His generosity that are true for many of us. The generosity of His grace. And this is larger or more plentiful than is usual. His grace meets me at my darkest, most unworthy times and restores me and goes on restoring me. So many times we think people are fortunate to get a second or third chance, but God continues to shower His love, His grace, His mercy on us. He's generous. He's a generous God. And into some more personal aspects of our lives. We struggled to have a family. There were issues with both of us that led to the doctors pronouncing that we were infertile. But people prayed. People that we knew well prayed. Right through to people that we'd only met through miraculous circumstances. And heaven heard and heaven answered. But God didn't just bless us with one child. God, in His abundance and in His generosity, gave us 4 children. We'll meet people who haven't seen us for a while, and if we're all together, you'll see them take a step back, look at the kids growing up, remember the story of our fertility struggles, and comment on God's generosity. So whether it's the really personal or the wider experiences shared by many of us, we can see that God is a generous God, and that compels me to worship Him. The first verse takes us through some of those extravagant ways that He shows His generosity. He's abounding in love. He shows endless compassion. We can depend on His grace to remain. His blessings are new every day. And verse 2 speaks about the role that He plays in our lives. As a father, He's rooting for us. He's fiercely defending the children He loves. He holds us close when the night closes in. God is not a generous God because He's generous. He's generous because He's a generous God. So it's not simply Him being generous, it's that He's a generous God. And so the outworking of this is that we see His generosity all the time in our lives. Feel free to put that last 10 seconds on loop. I know what I mean, but it takes some thinking through. And as my only option was to worship, hopefully the chorus of the song provides the space to do this. As our gratitude to all of His generosity rises, it pours out as worship. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't stay silent because of all that He's done for us. We're celebrating Your goodness to us for all that You've done and will do. Gratitude rises and pours out as worship to You. We can't stay silent when faced with such love. Our voices declare You are good. Oh, for You. You are a generous God. His generosity is nothing about me. It's nothing about you. It's all about Him. So when we see that in our lives, what can we do but worship Him and thank Him?